If I step back in time and, we go back to those late 80s, I knew from the financial side that we needed to grow in acres in order to support 3 families. So it was a great relationship from a standpoint that was somebody we could look to sell some ground to, but yet still have the opportunity to farm it.
I've enjoyed working with the Bryants. I've worked with them for 30 years, and to work with someone that long, you have to get along with each other. I found them very professional to work with, but it's more so the relationship that we have, sort of a mutual understanding of each other's businesses.
When we were working with Nuveen in the beginning and look at it today, I think it's been such a great relationship because they've got the same goals, the long-term goals that we've got as an operation. It's not a short-term deal. We can build a farm business around them. We're trying to transition from one generation to the next, the same as my father did for me and my brother.
I went down to the office one day and I said, you guys take over. I'll do anything you want me to do. I'll work for you, and that's what it's been.
John handled that transition with his sons Mark and Mike very well, and therefore Mark and Mike have learned how to handle that transition with their children, Casey and Heath.
Basically, my role today on our operation is I oversee the business end of our operation, and Heath oversees more of the production side.
We're planning on being here 50 years. That's not going to be me, it's going to be the next generation coming on. So we got to make sure we're intertwining all that together.
They know what we need as an investor, and we also understand what they need as a farmer because we understand agriculture. Many of us were born and raised on family farms, and so we've walked in their shoes.
It's understanding the economics of farming, okay? It's knowing what your inputs are, what is a fair return, all those things, and I think it's being open with each other.
I'm really transparent with what our profit potential is, and our goal is to always pass as much profit potential on to our land partner. And I've learned that from my father that open dialogue has created a lot of long-term partnerships, and it's allowed us to really work together with our land partners in the tougher years where margins are really, really tight.
Working with farmers like the Bryants who are already experimenting with more sustainable practices, learning what works and what doesn't work, learning what works well for their operation for this region will help us, I think, as a company transition to more sustainable farming practices.
I think everybody's aligned the same way. They understand what agriculture is about, they understand the farm, what it takes, and we're all trying to do the best we can, and we know that the soil is the most, we got to keep it sustainable.
Maybe the way that we farmed for the last 30 years isn't the best way to farm the next 30 years. We have a world population that's increasing, so we have to continue to set the bar high when it comes to the amount of bushels that we're able to produce per acre in a way that's environmentally friendly. I'm really excited as Heath and I take our operation into the future, and I look out 5, 10, 15 years, just Nuveen instilling the confidence in us being able to work with Eric and the team there to be able to challenge ourselves and challenge the industry as a whole.
As long as you're dealing with somebody that understands the whole concept and what it takes to be profitable and keep the soil in great condition for generations, that's the people we want to work with.